Hey there, Ken Zorvich, NFM Lending. Hope you're having an excellent start to your weekend. So, there was a big win that just didn't get a lot of pub for consumers when it comes to their credit reporting. And I want to explain it and give props where props are due. Whether you support the left or right, or you're in the center, let's be honest, I don't always think that our politicians are doing a good job, but I got to give credit where credit is due. And they finally did something good for consumers that will make a whole difference with buyers when they go through the mortgage process. So here's what happened. Years ago, and I still don't know why, I don't know how, the credit bureaus started selling consumer information when they applied for a mortgage. So if you ever had this happen to you or you heard of someone it happened to, and they say, I went and I applied for a mortgage, and all of a sudden I got 9, 10, 11 calls from people to apply for a mortgage. What that's called is a trigger lead. What the credit bureaus were doing is selling the information for borrowers that are having their credit pulled for the purposes of a mortgage to other lenders. So they would just kind of put it out there. So they're basically profiting off of your privacy, that you're applying for a mortgage and you didn't ask for them to do this, but for some way, somehow, some loophole, they were able to. Like when we send disclosures out to borrowers when they take out a loan for us, we have to give a privacy policy, and we specifically say we do not share their information with third parties. I don't understand what happens when people would pull their credit, that the bureaus thought we now own this data and we can track people's patterns and we can sell their information off. It's ridiculous. And it took the government to finally step in, and took them longer than it needed to, but they finally stepped in and got rid of these. Starting in March of this year, they're no longer going to have trigger leads sent out for mortgage purposes. And honestly, it was a headache, because you'd have borrowers that would either be getting bombarded by these calls they never signed up for, or lenders calling them and just kind of lying to them about what they could do and causing more and more confusion, and just really was a negative light on our industry. I mean, I know that as a loan officer, we don't necessarily have the best reputation when it comes to consumers. I think there's a lot of people that set such a low bar in our industry, and this just was setting the bar even lower. So, moving forward, no more trigger leads. I'll give the government props when they deserve it, and this should make it much more of a enjoyable process for buyers when they're going to buy a home, because they won't have to deal with this. So listen, if you want to chat about this any further, please feel free to reach out. Make sure you get in some time with some friends and family this weekend. And as always, I'd love to be in this business in 5 years. You know someone looking to purchase or refinance, please think of me. Have a great weekend.